Hello, everyone. Ash Playstead here from the Mindset Reflexology Show. It's episode 12 today. Why you keep giving it all back. Just as we're winding the clock down here to 9 a.m. here in southeast Australia, where I am at my home little trading office. I have my war room, as I call it. Where I do all my trading and study and broadcasting from. It is the 6th of April, Wednesday, the 6th of April, and it's just ticking over 9 a.m. So welcome wherever you are. Hopefully you can join the live episode here on LinkedIn or catch the replay over on YouTube, although it does broadcast live to YouTube as well, but that's generally where you might catch the replay. Just firstly, I wanted to quickly mention the post I made yesterday about a principle, the Peter principle, and how it applies to trading. So just quickly wanted to mention that first. The Peter principle, which was written originally as humour or satire, but has really become part of the construct of organisations and a bit of a truism that people tend to get promoted until they reach the level of respective incompetence. And how does this relate to trading? Where it relates to trading is part of that video, if you watched it, which stated that as long as I keep increasing my level of knowledge, I'll keep increasing my career path, i.e. the more I know, the more I will progress. Now, this may be true in some fields of life, and I support that, but in trading, it is a death trap, the belief that more knowledge is the answer to better trading. I just want to relate that. Now, today's show, why you keep giving it all back. So I want to touch on some base human emotions that drive human behavior here. Lust, greed, or lust, euphoria, actually not greed, lust, euphoria, and not deserving. So as always, I have my notes in front of me, which I'll be reading from. And the reason I do that is specifically because I want these episodes to be short, sharp, on point, and relevant to the topic and not go off on tangents. And the best way to do that for me is to make sure I've got my notes in front of me to make sure that I get out the content that I want to get out for you guys to help with your trading, psychology, and mindset. So giving it all back, right? Now, what trader hasn't experienced or had the experience of going on, getting it all together, winning occasionally, and putting a really good day together and a really good trading day together? Then once you have that winning and you've got it, you've booked it, you banked it, that profit, then what you do is you turn right around and you give it all back. But then you add insult to injury because you give back even more. You just don't give back what you made, you give back more. Now, what trader hasn't experienced that? And the question is why? What on earth is happening? Now, it's like you get it together and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this boomerang happens, right? And boom, what actually happens when that happens? Well, I'm going to give 3 examples and we're going to get right down into the psychology and the biology where they interface together between literally your survival biology and the psychology you develop about winning and losing. Okay, so the first one, we're just going to go and say, you know something? It's the typical one, right? You win and it feels good. You win and it feels good. Now, who would disagree with that? Winning feels good, right? Now, there's the problem right there. You feel good. Of course you want to feel good. You're winning. Yet, at the same time, when you feel good from a neurobiological standpoint, you experience what we call euphoria. Now, euphoria is an emotional state that clouds thinking in a particular way. It has you believing that you've arrived, you've made it, right? And that the good times are going to roll on forever. That is the emotional base that you begin to start thinking from. And what do? You turn around and you think, oh man, right? I'm on fire. I'm killing it today. I've got it. right? And you go in and you feel good and you start looking and going, you know something? I can use a different time frame. I can find something to trade right there. It's good. It's all good. Now, it may be outside of my plan, but it's all good. Before you know it, you're eaten alive. That's what euphoria does to you. It's very dangerous. Most traders think, if I can just get past the fear of loss, I can deal with anything. Who doesn't relate to that, right? But what they don't realize, really is that winning and the euphoria, the feeling the feeling good that can occur after that, that overconfidence is a really big deal. It absolutely derails many traders' dreams. Now, that's the first one, right? And the second one is, how would I state this? You might not believe this one, actually. A lot of the times, people don't believe that they deserve to win. It's called not deserving, that they don't deserve to be winning and making easy money. So, okay, they get started, they start winning, and in the back of their mind, in their subconscious, is this woundedness that says, you don't deserve this. That inner critic that says, you didn't work hard enough. You didn't do everything right. You don't deserve this. And ultimately, what you do is you self-sabotage yourself because you don't believe that you deserve it. Now, who hasn't experienced that one, if we're being totally honest? Now, the third one, and this is really powerful, and I want you to listen to this because most people in trading don't think about this. This is really about being consumed by the emotion of lust. Yes, lust. It's one of the primary primitive emotions that drive human behavior. Now, suddenly you want to win and you start seeing the winning and you're going, right, I want more, I want more, I want more. And it arrives. Often it's a product of scarcity thinking and growing up in a family where things might not have been right. I have a client, just to mention this, I have a client I've been working with recently who grew up dirt poor, right? He grew up literally with no shoes. Now, when they emigrated to the US, this guy's mother worked as a nanny and saw all this rich stuff happening with all of these affluent people and all the possessions and the material things they had. And she felt shame. He felt shame and he felt guilt. And he transferred that into his kids, right? And they came to want money. They began to worship money. They began to lust after money. If I have money, everything will be fine. I will be a worthy person. Have a think about whether that's playing out in your subconscious at any level. Then what happened though is, when this guy started putting good days together, good trades together, he would hit a certain area and the lust, the need for more would kick right in. Now, those are the particular areas, when you think about it, that the lust just absolutely took over the mind. Hello, Lygia, by the way. Great to see you. I'll put your hello on the screen. Good day in Costa Rica. Lygia, great to see you. Now, lust again, right? It's an emotional state that your thinking comes out of. Now, remember, I say this a lot. All thinking or rational thought or thinking is emotional state dependent. It's never the other way around. Your thinking is always a product of your emotional state. And lust is an emotional state that thinking comes out of. And you can't allow yourself to feel good when trading, right? That might sound odd, right? I'm telling you, you're not allowed to allow yourself to feel good about trading and about winning. You need to be disciplined and impartial. I use that word a lot. Impartiality. That's what you are as a trader. Lust cannot be there. Feeling good cannot be there. Now, you have to have a check-in and really begin to say, do I deserve this? All right? This is a really big one. So it's a big topic and I'd love to dive into it much more deeply. And I tend to do that when I work with clients. But for the purposes of today, that undeserving or not deserving, that sits in the subconscious of many, many people who get into trading. Now, that's where you go down to, and that is the area that you have to get in the soup of your implicit beliefs to really, truly discover what's driving the mind that trades. Okay? Ultimately, ultimately, it's really about those implicit beliefs, right? That is what gets projected onto the screen into your trading account. The limbic beliefs and limbic learnings that happened long before you could think, that locked into place, that drive your thinking and your perception. It's not all the logic and the reason that you read about and try to act from in trading, that so many people out there in the industry talk about logic, reason, rationality, look at the charts, all of these things. Where we trade from is in our primary emotional states that grab you and hold you. And as you start winning, they kick in. Euphoria, deserving, lust. Not greed, my friends, lust. Those are the primary ones. And there is a difference between greed and lust. Those are the primary ones. Now, I want you to take a look at your trading and start really, really looking. Look at your performance and look at your trading account and start saying to yourself, you know something? Yeah, I did give it all back. And let me take a look at what really happened. Now, let's just have a think about this for a minute. How many of you that have traded, and even if you haven't, this is still relevant across life, is you have a trading plan, you have a system, you've prepared yourself, you know what you're doing, and your time comes to trade, and you even have some wins, right, and get some momentum. And then out of the blue, for some reason, you act out of that logic, out of that plan. Something takes over your mind. And then afterwards, when you look at the results of that, which is generally catastrophic or generally not good, although sometimes you fluke getting it right, that's even more dangerous, which is acting out of lust and succeeding. That will kill your trading faster than anything. But generally, we look at the results of that behavior and we stand back when the emotions have settled down, the trading's finished, and we go, what the heck just happened? Why did I do that? Did I suddenly lose my mind? Well, sort of, you did. You didn't actually lose your mind. What happened was the emotional programming under stress and threat of trading very quickly rose to the surface in an instant, so fast that your rational mind had no chance to see it coming, and very quickly hijacked the thinking mind, and the thinking mind then operates from that emotional state of lust, not deserving, right, and euphoria, all three of them. But this is a really great area to dive in and start looking at your trading, start looking at what triggers you, start looking at ways to redirect your thinking. I train my clients to use breath, their breathing techniques, mindfulness, and a few other things to start to develop the skills of patience, impartiality, discipline. So this is one of the key things. Those emotional programs are always going to be there. What I'm talking about is learning the skills of not engaging with them, learning the skills of them coming in and going out, coming in and going out, rather than what you've probably been doing, which is automatically engaging with them, and then instantly your thinking comes from that state of mind. So what I'm saying is to allow those emotional states to come and go so that you can control your emotional state where you need it to be for successful trading, which is disciplined, patient, impartial, not feeling good, not feeling bad, just doing your job. So, you know, my sort of guarantee is this will happen to you. You'll find that euphoria, you'll find that not deserving, or you'll find that lust there. You know, they're there as the instigator to what caused you to lose your appropriate state of mind. Now, you can work with that. The really good news is you can work with that. This is the brilliant news. We can retrain our mind to operate from a chosen state of mind. It takes time, it takes work, right? But if you're committed to success in trading or success in anything, you can do it. So, you know, you can learn to work with that and develop that mind so that it's one of discipline and impartiality. You know, but as I said, it requires work. Now, that's probably it on that topic for today. If you want to learn more, definitely come to my website, start reading the stuff I've got there. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to keep putting more and more content out there. And what I'm thinking is these sort of short, snappy videos with content that can be easily reviewed and hopefully take away those sort of nuggets of learning to work on in your own life and your own trading. But of course, I would love to get some feedback about other things that you might want to hear about, other topics, other challenges, other opportunities, other obstacles that you may be facing in your own life and trading. So, let's start really studying those videos to see more about, how do I actually go about changing my limbic beliefs and learnings that are subconscious and have been outside my conscious awareness for so long. How do I do that? Okay. So come and learn, my friends. Come and learn. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic trading day. And I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this episode.